Uh, yeah.
Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me and Mike for another episode of the Friday Night Panel here on Talkin Fight. We've got some good cards to talk about, and we've got some interesting conversation pieces to add on to those talks as well.
Always.
Do you want to start us off, Mike? What about coming up?
Yeah, man. Tonight, guys, 17th. Here it is, a main event matchup of undefeated fighters highlights the second ShoBox, the new generation of 2023 ShoBox returnee. Adriel Bossman Holmes, 12-0 with 5 KOs, takes on upset artist Ismail Melo Virali, 12-0, 8 KOs. Wow. In a 10-round super welterweight contest. This one starts at 9 p.m., guys, on Showtime from Starmount Vale Event Center in Kansas. So yeah, this one's looking pretty good. We got a co-main event. Misael Lopez, 14-1 with 5 KOs of Denver, Colorado, looks to win his fourth straight bout after suffering his first pro loss on ShoBox when he takes on Edward Kid Vasquez, who is 13-1 with 3 KOs of Fort Worth, Texas, in a 10-round featherweight bout. The telecast opener pits two unbeaten knockout artists in former NCAA Division I college football player Kurt Scobie, 10-0 with 8 KOs, facing Australia's John the Beast Manu, 7-1 with 4 KOs, with both fighters putting their unbeaten streaks on the test, man, in this 8-round super lightweight bout. The card is promoted by Lou DiBella Entertainment. You know what it is. He knows what he's doing. He usually puts on something pretty good. In his ShoBox debut last March against Vernon Brown, Holmes overcame a 28-month layoff, scoring a unanimous decision, fighting past the 8th round for the first time in his career. As an amateur, Holmes won the 2015 U.S. Nationals and was a silver medalist at the 2013 National Golden Gloves. That same year, he also won bronze medal at the World Golden Gloves in the 152-pound division. Holmes is the oldest of 11 children and suffered a family tragedy in 2016 when his 20-year-old brother was killed in a drive-by shooting in Flint, Michigan. This one, you know what? He's going to get in this ring tonight. We're going to see some great action from this guy. But an aggressive and explosive fighter, the 25-year-old Villarreal from the Bronx, fights under the main events banner. He is a 2-time New York Golden Gloves winner with an amateur record of 66-7. In his last fight in July, he upset the unbeaten LaShawn Rodriguez, scoring a 6-round TKO on the Danny Garcia, Jose Benavidez Jr. undercard. Guys, I don't know if you remember this one. For his best win to date, he managed to stay active during the pandemic by going back to Dominican Republic to fight 3 separate occasions. He recently received his Bachelor of Arts degree in physical education from Lehman College. And, this guy's goal is to be that 154 and 160-pound champion. So, Graham, what are you thinking for tonight's fights?
I haven't looked as closely at them as you have because I've been focused on the Lee Wood story as it evolves.
Right.
But anyway, I will defer commentary. I was hoping to have a bigger panel, quite frankly. So I would not be exposed, but I've been exposed. So for me, it's toying costs all the way for these guys. Sorry to say. I can't add an opinion on this one, but keep going.
Okay, well, anyways, in the co-main event, we got Lopez, 26, will be making his third appearance on ShoBox and was born in Mexico, but now lives in Denver, Colorado. In his ShoBox debut in 2018, Lopez got the better of James Wilkins in a battle of young, previously undefeated super featherweight prospects. Tallying a unanimous decision victory, Lopez suffered his first career setback in his last ShoBox appearance in 2021 when Jordan White scored an impressive 6-round TKO. Lopez compiled an amateur record of 50-5, winning gold medals at the 2008 Ringside World Championship, the 2010 Colorado State Silver Gloves Tournament, and the Colorado State Golden Gloves Tournament in 2009 and 2015. Taking on Vasquez, who is 27, fights out of his native Fort Worth, Texas. The lone blemish on his record came 1 year ago when he lost a controversial split decision to undefeated former national Golden Gloves champion Raymond Ford. He has rebounded with wins in his last 2 fights via decision. Vasquez was a standout amateur with an 82-8 record in the in the amateurs. He was noted wins against fighters such as Aiden Ocha, Irving Gonzalez, Jose Agrel, and he scored a split decision wins over Viktor Silvinsky. This is all in the pros. So, guys, this kid, he's no slouch in the ring. This one's definitely going to be a great, co-main event. These guys all putting their O's on the line. But then we got to talk about it. Kurt Scobie, 27. He is a former high school and NCAA Division I football star who rushed for 2,206 yards and 35 touchdowns in his senior year for Monrovia High School in Duarte, California. He signed to play at Fresno State University as a criminal justice major and redshirted his freshman season. He transferred to Aussie Pacific University in San Gabriel Valley, southeast of Los Angeles, where he rushed for 2,703 yards and 16 touchdowns from 2015 to 2017. When he failed to hook on with an NFL team, Scobie turned to his first love, boxing. And after winning the 2019 California Golden Gloves title in the 152-pound division, Scobie turned pro in June of 2020, signed with manager Daniel Gonzalez, fighting 3 times in Mexico, 3 more times in Dominican Republic, before notching wins in Atlantic City and Newark, New Jersey. In June of 2001, Scobie decided to dedicate himself full-time to boxing. And at the height of the pandemic bout, a one-way economy airline ticket to New York City, where he soon walked into Gleason Gym and announced his arrival, guys. So this one, there's lots to talk about here, guys. There's lots to watch. So definitely there's going to be some action tonight. You're not going to want to miss this one. Gets underway, 9 p.m., guys. That's USA Showtime. This one ain't going to cost no money to watch. All you got to do is just flip over the channel at 9 p.m., catch it. I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube channel where you can find all the prelims before the bell. Definitely, you can check that out, man. You're going to want to watch the fights on the undercard. It's stacked up for a great night of fights, man. A lot of guys here trying to keep their O. Julian Carrillo, John Cantrell, and David Lopez to round out the card, guys. So definitely check it out, man. You know what it is. That's the card for tonight. Now we're going to get into the one that you've been talking about, that everybody's been talking about, Lee Woods. What do you have to say about it, Graham, before I start rambling on here?
Right from the get-go, we were talking about Lee Wood and his terrific battle with the Irishman, Mike Conlon, and that was one hell of a fight. And in this past week, and only this past week, leading up to the fight, have I heard so many proponents of how hard Mauricio Lara punches, and that potentially Lee Wood is taking this fella a little too lightly. As a matter of fact, Eddie Hearn came out and said, do not get in there and trade punches with this guy. And Lee Wood is in the Matchroom stable. So anyways, I'm looking forward to a really, really great battle between these two guys, because right from the get-go, we've been backing Lee Wood. And then all of a sudden, just this past week, all these incredibly positive statements about how good of a boxer Mauricio Lara is. And what a battle he's gonna test Lee Wood.
Definitely.
Anyway, so just some quick comments. Let's hear it, because I know there's some other great battles going on too.
Oh, definitely.
Nottingham.
Boxing 2023 schedule in the UK is set to begin with a bang at the Motor Point Arena in Nottingham, Saturday, February 18th. Hometown hero Lee Wood puts his WBA featherweight world title on the line against the big punching Mexican Mysterio Lara. Yeah, man. Honestly, he does have some big punching power. Yes, Lee. We'll go lethal Wood here. 2022
right.
memorable stopped. That memorable stopped Michael Conlon in the 12th and final round of that epic first defense of the WBA 126 title back in March of 2022, knocking the Irishman out of the ring in brutal fashion to end their fight of the year center. Crazy. We all remember that, guys. You
Now,
know,
remember, if I can interject here,
yeah,
Lee Wood. Sorry, I was going to say Lee Wood was supposed to fight. Lee Wood was encouraged by Eddie Hearn to fight Kiko Martinez,
right.
who's a tad older than Mauricio Lara. So Lee Wood turned that fight down in favor of taking on Mauricio Lara. So if he gets beaten by Lara, it's his own fault. But anyway, as I said, the way he battled the Irishman, and it came out as a classic fight. That's what I'm looking forward to. So I'm looking. Anyway, keep going. Sorry to interrupt, but
after that, Wood is now recognized as the WBA. So, WBA only champion at featherweight after former super champion Leo Santa Cruz relinquished his title on Monday, December the 12th. And the 34-year-old wants to waste no time adding more world titles to his collection in 2023. The Bronco, 25-2-1, 18 KOs, has been waiting patiently for his shot at Wood after their eagerly anticipated September 24th fight was postponed following a torn bicep suffered by Wood in sparring. But featherweight KO artist finally gets his dream world title opportunity. Lara is well known on the UK shores after he flooded and ruthlessly finished Josh Warrington in sensational.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember? Behind closed doors at the SSE Arena, Wembley, in February of 2021, ending the IBF featherweight world champion's unbeaten record. He rematched Warrington in front of a sold-out stadium in Leeds 7 months later, but a nasty cut over the left eye of the Mexican in round 2, caused by an accidental clash of heads, resulted in the contest ending in a technical draw. The power-punching 24-year-old blitzed Emilio Sanchez in 3 rounds in March of 2022 on the undercard of Roman Gonzalez versus Julio Cesar Martinez before stopping Jose San Martin in 3 in another destructive show of brute force to put the 126-pound division on notice. This is good. This is going to be a huge fight.
Let me throw in another twist to this. One of the other writers, and I'm not going to say he's pro-Mexican, but one of the other writers was saying what the judges and referee in particular should be looking out for is what is described as a straight arm tactic. So apparently this is illegal in boxing. It's where you literally have your arm straight out and forcing the other fella not to be able to reach you or punch. Anyways, it's an illegal move. But apparently it's something that Lee Wood has done in the past. And I can't quote specific instances because I've been reading a lot about this particular fight because I'm so engaged with our friend Carl on whether or not Lee Wood's going to be able to pull this off.
He's already come in. There is only one topic this week, and it is this fight that we are talking about right now, and we're talking about the straight arm. The straight arm.
So, so this particular writer was, if not advising, certainly warning Lee Wood not to use the straight arm because it is illegal, and if he uses it and if he gets called on it, he could lose the fight by using that tactic. Anyway, I still want Lee Wood to win, but boy, the writers who support Lara are incredible, and it's going to be an amazing fight.
Definitely. Honestly, there's a bunch of this card is stacked too. We got Dalton Smith taking on Billy Aylington for Smith's British super light title. We got Siobhan Clark versus Dex Spellman for the
Clark's 4-0, right?
Yeah.
Clark, four knockouts, right?
I believe so. It is 4 knockouts now.
Like
Clark, 4-0, 4 KOs, in that cruiserweight division, definitely one to watch for.
Yep.
It's going to be a good one. He's taking on Israel Duffus. Duffus. This is going to be a little step up for him, man. Duffus got some ring experience. He's 28-0 in the ring, so definitely a test for Siobhan Clark. Gamal Yafi taking on Diego Alberto Ruiz. That's in the super bantam. Kieran Conway, Jorge Silva. Then we got Junad Boston. Peter Cramper. This one's going to be a great fight. Aaron Bowen, Aaron Bowen making his debut to open up the card against Matthew Gomes. Definitely, there's some great fights on here. Gary Cully taking on Wilfredo Flores for the WBA Intercontinental Light title that's vacant. There's going to be some great fights on here. Definitely. I'm interested to see the Chevron Clark. I like these big guys. I want to see this guy go 5-0. Yes, Gary Cully, my countryman. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
Quick question for Carl, seeing you're live. Are you going to be there, Carl? Are you going to be at the fight? Are you going to be streaming live on Talkin Fight? Let the fans know what's up. Come on, you gonna do it?
Man. Yeah, come on, Carl.
We have the technology. We have the audience.
Yeah, Carl.
Over
Let's do
here.
Let's do it, man. Get that Gary Cully interview for me.
I forgot to look. Were there any women fighting tomorrow in Nottingham, or do they allow that? Yes, of course I'm there. Are you ringside? Hey, Mike, you're Mike.
Yeah, I believe Last Bell is ringside for this one, or they have media passes. We know that. He's gonna be talking to Eddie Hearn. That's gonna be good.
No, he already did. He spoke to Eddie Hearn. He got a couple of good interviews. Apparently, he interviewed Lara as well.
Excellent.
So it would have been nice for Carla to join us online and hear what not only. Well, I know what Eddie Hearn had to say. Haley Wood, don't get in there too close. But he had more to say about Anthony Joshua than he did about Lee Wood, knowing Eddie Hearn. But who's that announcer guy? The guy with all the dreads. What the heck's that guy's name? But that's the other fellow who.
Monte.
Yeah, he's good. I like him. But anyway, that's the other fellow that was on Last Bell Boxing.
With all the dreads, man. That guy's dreads touch the floor, bro.
But he's got a great voice. He's a great announcer. He really is.
Definitely. Yeah. So you know what? This card, it's big, man. It's the one that everybody's talking about. I can't wait. I'm super excited. This one gets underway 2 p.m., guys. Set your PVRs. If you're at work, you're not going to want to miss this one. You're not going to want to hear it from somebody else's point of view. You're definitely going to watch it on your own. David Diamante, proper good fella. Yes, he is. Shout out to him and his wonderful ring announcing voice.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely he's made a mark on boxing.
He's got style, real style. Like Michael Buffer type style. You know what I mean? Like it's just something you pay attention to. And the cadence in his voice, it's just absolute perfection. Great ring announcer. Then,
to round out the evening, we got another card. This one, 9 p.m.
Oh, can I say something else though before you get going?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm curious. Carl, seeing you interviewed Diamante, I'm just curious. Did you ask him when he was growing up, did he want to be a ring announcer? Like, ever since I was a kid, I saw Michael Buffer and I saw... I want to be a ring announcer when I grow up. All right. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Lee would knock out in round 6, says Carl. Wow. I say you better get it done quickly if he's going to do it at all. Because I don't think he can go toe to toe with Lara and go the distance. And don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
No. Right. This one is definitely not being left in the hands of the judges. That's for sure.
Cannot be left in the hands of the judges.
So when you get your little water break from watching that card, and you get that hour before this one even starts, we got the Neri and Hovhannissian card going on. Starting at 9 p.m., 2 of the most aggressive forward-pressing super bantamweights in boxing will face off in a 12-round WBC eliminator Saturday, February 18th, guys. Former 2-division world champion Luis Pantera Neri, 33-1 with 25 KOs of Tijuana, Mexico, will face Azat Crazy A Hovhannissian, who is 21-3 with 17 KOs of Los Angeles by way of Armenia. In a matchup where the winner will be one step closer to a coveted opportunity to fight for a world championship. The event, presented in association with Zamfir Boxing, is scheduled to take place at Fox Theater Pomona and will be broadcast worldwide live on the Zone beginning at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. This one, I'm kind of excited to see. Luis Neri represents, the tough fighters that have come from the ranks of Tijuana, Mexico. 28-year-old former 2-division world champion with nearly spotless record, having only blemish against Brandon Figueroa in May of 2021 that saw him lose his WBA, WBC World Super Bantam titles. Since then, he has been on a vengeance to get back on top, securing the WBC Silver and WBO Intercontinental Super Bantamweight titles in his fight against Carlos Castro in February of 2022, and then a third-round knockout against David Carmona in October of 2022. And then, Hovhannissian hails from Armenia and has steadily climbed the ranks to make a name for himself in his division. The 34-year-old Crazy A has earned the respect of the LA fight scene with his impressive, aggressive forward style. His last string of fights since challenging unsuccessfully for the WBC Super Bantam Championship title against Ray Vargas have all ended in knockout wins, aside from a solid unanimous decision victory over Jose Santos Gonzalez in July of 2021. Currently ranked number 2 by WBC, number 1 by WBA, number 3 by the WBO, and number 4 by the Ring. Hovhannissian is on the doorstep of another world championship opportunity, and this is a fight, guys. You're definitely not going to want to miss this. It's definitely going to be an epic main event. Co-main, we're looking at Shane Mosley Jr. taking on Mario Lozano. We've got Ricardo Sandova taking on Jerson Ortiz. Asa Stevens taking on Jen Gonzalez. And we've got some debuts, guys, of these young and up-and-comers that you don't know, but you're probably going to want to watch because they're definitely going to give it their all, fighting on this card. This one, catching it on the zone. Oscar De La Hoya Promotions. What are your thoughts, Graham?
So you might recall a couple of weeks ago, I took part in the Absolute Boxing Challenge to pick winners over the month of February. So let me have a quick little look at my piece of paper here. I know I picked Neri to win. I picked Neri to win by knockout in the 10th. Wow. Anyway, I'm 3 for 4 so far in my predictions. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm guys.
I'm pretty sure you're not last.
That's right. But anyway, yeah. So that's a great fight coming up for sure.
Definitely. It's gonna be some great action for sure. Carl, definitely join me for the Knockout of the Week award, man, and accept that on behalf of our boy Lee Woods, who I think is going to win it even earlier than the 6th round. I think he's going to get him out of there by the 5th.
He's going to have to come out swinging hard.
Oh, he's gonna come out swinging. Lee Woods, he's going to come out there swinging heavy. It's going to be great. I think he's going to get him out early. I think it might not even go to 5. I'd like to honestly see Lara just not come out in the 5th.
Yeah, I'll bet that's what Lee Wood thought about Conlon as well, though. But that was the whole point of these Mexicans who were writing these articles, yada yada. So it's going to be a great fight either way you look at it. And will there be a knockout? I hope so. And I hope Lee Wood gets that knockout. But boy, oh boy, he sounds to me like I've not seen Lara fight. I'd like to. I should have gone online. I should have watched his YouTube fights, but I didn't. I was just so enthralled by what these writers were saying about him. I couldn't believe what a fight this is going to turn out to be. Oh, so Carl, you're in for a good one for sure.
Definitely
being Carl, ringside, and broadcasting direct to Talkin fight audiences around the world.
Yeah, Carl, we'll send you the link. You can just send that right across the sea, right over to us, and we'll put it up live for you. No problem.
Yeah, 17 different platforms going around the world. Probably reach 20,000.
Who wins, Graham? What's your prediction? Who wins?
I already said this. I already said I predicted Lee Wood. If you're talking about Lee Wood or the Neri fight, Lee Wood. I already predicted Lee Wood would win. What I'm saying though is in this past week, the amount of attention given to Lara indicates it's going to be one heck of a fight. Oh, yeah. And even with Eddie Hearn saying to Lee Wood, "Hey man, don't go in there so close as to go into this brawl. Do proper boxing and be careful. Be wary of this guy. This Mexican's headhunting." don't take him lightly. He's no Kiko Martinez.
No, he's not.
So, anyways, I'm behind your boy from Nottingham, Carl. Don't worry.
I am too, man. Yo, Lee Wood's a dog. He can get in there and get it done. He's a grinder. He might take some damage doing it, but he's gonna come through with that victory, man. Lara looked tight at the weight. Yeah, he did, eh? Okay.
They all do.
Yeah.
Well, except Tyson Fury.
You're lucky he even shows up.
So have you been seeing the stories on that debacle?
Oh my god, I know.
Between him and Usyk? Like, oh wow. So the Saudis are willing to pay Usyk and Fury to fight in Saudi Arabia, but they don't have the stadium ready in Jeddah, so they can't hold the fight there. So now Fury's going, well, let's have it back in Wembley. Of course, Bob Arum wants it be in Wembley because he'll make a shit ton of money there as well.
Yeah.
But Usyk won't fight in Wembley. I
guess he doesn't want that 45-minute ring walk.
If the Usyk Fury fight does not occur in Saudi Arabia, it'll be interesting to see who Bob Arum picks for Fury to fight and beat, and to see if Anthony Joshua can step up to the plate, if he can even beat Jermaine Franklin, quite frankly.
We'll see about that. We'll definitely see about that.
That's what I'm saying. So if Anthony Joshua can beat Jermaine Franklin, good for him. That might set up a battle between him and Fury in the summer. We'll see. I mean, well, we'll leave it up to the English to decide, won't we?
Yeah, definitely.
The Saudis put in their 2 cents, and I think they're losing that fight.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
All right. Sorry, I interrupted. You were talking about something else. Sorry.
Were we? Oh, I thought we got to the end of that pretty much.
Oh, okay. All right. So
yeah, it's a small card. Oscar De La Hoya Promotions. He came out with that banger at the beginning of the year.
Wait a sec. Speaking of Oscar De La Hoya, so not only he, but Bernard Hopkins also chimed in on this Gervonta Tank Davis fight and Ryan Garcia. So as you know, Tank Davis has had some, shall we say, court/justice issues. He was involved in a hit and run a few years ago, and has been found. Well, actually, he pled guilty. So the reality of it is he's going to get his sentencing in May, but the fight will, if he will finally sign on the dotted line, by the way, for that fight against Ryan Garcia, that will take place April. Yeah, it was definitely April, definitely before his sentencing. But now they're saying, is it going to weigh too heavily on Tank? Is he going to be able to bear the mental strain of facing jail time, which he is? Anyway, what has happened with legend Robert Staz leaving Golden Boy?
Yeah, that's you didn't hear about that?
No, what's up?
Yeah, let's just say long-time Golden Boy matchmaker Robert Diaz. Well,
Roberto Diaz.
Yeah, Roberto Diaz. He parted ways with the company Tuesday after Oscar De La Hoya
couldn't pay him.
Didn't renew his contract. So I don't know what's happening there.
Well, I mean, there is still the issue.
Were they not happy with his? Were they not happy with his matchmaking abilities or something?
Canadian cards, yeah, there's quite a few. Smaller cards. We had our nationals last week. One of the big announcements that came out of Boxing Canada this week was the boycotting of the upcoming Women's World Championships that were scheduled to be held in India. And so Team Canada's joined Team USA, Team GB, Team Ireland. They're all boycotting. Something like a dozen countries now are boycotting those Women World Championships that are being held by the IBA, formerly the AIBA. That is run by Umar Kremlev, the Russian, and supported by Gazprom, the big Russian oil giant. So an awful lot of not controversy surrounding that, because I do feel bad for the boxers. But at the end of the day, Team Canada issued a pretty big, long, lengthy from a fellow, by the way, who heads Team Canada, Ryan O'Shea. You might remember he joined us on the Friday night panel last year. He's out of Vancouver. But he had some quite stern words to say, as did all the other boxing federations, about Russia and their involvement and allowing the Russian and Belarusian fighters to fight under their national flags at the World Championships, which violated the IOC's declaration earlier. So the boxing federations basically support boxing being in the Olympics, but not being run by the IBA. So there's quite a bit of controversy surrounding, again, as we approach Paris 2024, because quite frankly, boxing is not. And remember, this is a sport that goes back thousands of years and was probably one of the only sport that launched the Olympics, that had international interest in the years of ancient Greece. So for boxing not to be included in the Olympics is a travesty, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And right now in the 2028 games that were scheduled to be held in Los Angeles, I believe, boxing is not included at this moment.
Yeah.
Because of the involvement of the IBA and Umar Kremlov in particular, and the ongoing sad war in Ukraine right now. Anyway, wow, did I ever sidetrack there?
A little bit.
Oh, yeah, it's boxing. Was there any news from Canada? I saw on Boxing Canada's website a great clip of Cody Crowley, who's continuing his climb, his ascension up the rankings. We should get him back on the show and find out what he's up to these days.
I was talking to him, but I don't know, about 2-3 months ago, just randomly catching up. He had taken 6 months off after his last fight, and then was looking to just recoup, relax with his winnings, and now he's looking to get back into it. Cody Crowley, look him up. He's from Canada, Carl. Look him up, and he's dangerous.
There are Crippler. Yeah, there are quite a number. As I keep on saying, now that boxing is been allowed to reemerge in Ontario as the force it should be within Canada. Canada's a huge nation, coast to coast, spanning quite a few thousand miles, and we've got quite a lot of gyms and quite a lot of, quite frankly, people who can afford the sport.
He's ranked number 5th in the world in the welterweight division. Come on.
There you go.
Cody Crowley.
Come on. I'm surprised Last Bell Boxing does not know these top 5 boxers.
Yeah, come on, man. He's ranked number 5 out of 2,059 boxers.
Plus, we have some top women talent as well, fighting out of Montreal primarily. Yep. Jessica Camara comes to mind. Anyway, we're sidetracking. We don't want to talk about Canadian boxers at this moment because there is nothing going on this weekend. No. I believe. I mean, we had a big fight last weekend in Pickering at the casino, so it's good to see. So, for example, Carl, 2 venues very close to us. One called Rebel Entertainment, where Lee Baxter holds his fights, and the other a few miles away from Mike on the east side in Pickering at a brand new casino that's absolutely huge, that was sold out for the United Boxing promotion event there. That was a sold out show. And, their next event is up in Brampton again.
The CAA Center, yeah.
A few miles northwest of us. So we've got 3 big centers of boxing in Toronto, whereas 3 years ago, you could count them on, no fingers.
Well, don't forget also Budo Boxing.
Well, Budo's putting on
some pro events as well.
Are they?
Yes,
I did not know that.
I believe their last event was a pro event. So Budo definitely has a nice setup.
I like the setup at Budo. I like the setup at Red Owl. Red Owl actually. Nice, Red Owl is actually.
Yeah, Red Owl. There's another one having pro events too, man.
Yeah,
these guys are they're all stepping it up.
So they're all the cream is rising to the top, and you're gonna Carl, you're gonna start seeing some Canadian names like Lennox Lewis enter those big fights once again. So wait and see. Patience, my man, patience. Anyway, what else? What else? What else is on the headlines?
Not, you know what? That's the cards for this weekend. Really, there's we got Hardy and Cardoso next weekend, 23rd.
Oh, oh, oh! Wait a sec. Wait a sec. What do you think about? Okay, Carl's favorite subject. Let's touch on it. Jake Paul. We
Yeah,
we we know that he's got a poster of Jake Paul in his bedroom. Um, but anyway, I think it's the WBC or WBA. I can't remember which one. But they're gonna, if he beats Tommy Fury, which I think he will, they're gonna rank him. They're gonna
really.
yes.
Oh
I,
wow.
it's Mauricio Suleiman. So is that WBA or WBC? I think it's WBC. But anyway, doesn't matter. The point of the matter is if he beats Tommy Fury, he will be a ranked boxer. And but
You know,
keeping in
Carl,
mind,
if he becomes a ranked boxer, I'm going to send you a poster that you have to hang behind you at Last Bell Boxing the next time you do the show. Okay, that's it. That's it. You know what? That would be nice, though. It would be nice to see Eddie Hearn come over here and sprinkle a little pizzazz on a DAZN card at Rebel. That would be great to see.
you know what? It's interesting. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to promote a fight. You rent an arena, you put up the money for the overhead, the prize purses, the applications, etc. And then you need fighters, and so you go after the managers and say who you got available. So, we're seeing fights. I mean, as on you can see on our Talkin Fight site, we have a section there devoted to upcoming fights, and the tickets are available. And if you take a look, there's a map there as well that even indicates the fights that are occurring on a global level. And Canada has quite a few, all the way from Vancouver and Edmonton across the country to Montreal, Halifax, and here at Toronto. So, no, we don't dominate the top 10 because they're dominated by politics, quite frankly, and dominated by people like Eddie Hearn. So once we start developing the caliber of managers and the caliber of promotional expertise that exists in other countries, you're going to start seeing some Canadian fighters in the top 10. Well, you already do.
Cody Crawley, ranked number 5th in that welterweight division.
That's the name I was looking for.
There it is, the Crippler.
All right, let's have a quick think here. So Jake Paul is making headlines. He's looking to crush Tommy Fury, and have fun doing so. And I think are they fighting in Saudi Arabia or Dubai? I can't remember.
I believe it's Dubai, isn't it?
It's gonna be a good fight. I mean, love him or hate him. I mean, at the end of the day, Jake Paul. Forget about his fighting, for example, because he hasn't really fought any boxers yet. I mean, right. MMA guys, basketball guys, blah blah blah. Okay, but I'll tell you what he has done. He's put his money where his mouth is. He's supported MVP. He's brought in two really good female fighters, obviously. Amanda Serrano and the other girl you featured the other week,
Shanisha Green.
Green.
And you can't forget Ashton Sylvie.
And Ashton Sylvie. So 3 really good fighters. He's putting his money where his mouth is. And MVP is doing a good job of obviously managing their careers. So, and I've if you remember, I said this about Terence Crawford a while back. I said, if he's such a big loudmouth about, supporting various boxers who don't get that shot, why don't you just open up your own company? You've got the money to do it. Well, Jake Paul did. And look what he's doing. I mean, yes. I mean, I really don't like.
Would this one be considered a social, king of the social media fight? Huh. Wasn't Tommy Fury in a reality show?
I think he was. Yes. So
one of these MTV kind of things, just like the next guy who's fighting Floyd Mayweather, the guy who was on Geordie Shore, who needs to stay relevant in the world.
That's right. But interesting enough, I wonder if you're from England. I wonder, or Britain. Let's just say. I wonder if you're supporting Tommy Fury in this one, because I wonder if he's not liked, because
Honestly,
back.
he's got a big set of fucking shoes to fill, man. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
all the pressure is on him, right? All the pressure is on him. He doesn't. Oh, Love Island. There you go. Yeah, it was Love Island.
So yes. So I just wonder whether the British fans are saying the same thing about Tommy Fury as we're saying about Jake Paul. You know, the guy's just a reality star. The guy's just a YouTuber. He's just a. So at the end of the day, we don't really care who gets knocked out. I want to see one of them get knocked out. I don't really care who.
Somebody's going to sleep. Somebody's going to sleep.
And quite frankly, I you know, again, I'm not a fan of his, but I'll bet Jake Paul wins that fight.
Hey man, he's definitely learned a lot along the way. He's come a long way. He definitely has the money to pay for the right kind of training. You know, we just got to think of this. You know, no amateur career. So what did he do? He paid to have his amateur career in front of everybody. Right. That's what he did. He went through the amateurs in front of everybody, under the microscope, under the spotlight. You know, there's going to be a lot of added pressure for Tommy Fury to perform. That's no doubt about it.
And look what else he's doing with his money, which he doesn't have to do, but he is doing it. He's launched a foundation, an anti-bullying foundation in school, right. I don't know if it's global, but certainly across America, and that's certainly needed. I know there's foundations in England as well, like Boxwise, because I actually think it wasn't it Tyson Fury's cousin who was killed in a knifing accident? But a knifing incident. So there's a foundation called Boxwise who goes into communities, opens, I don't know if they open up gyms per se, but they open up venues and help kids, not going to say get off the streets, but give them some values, the values that boxing provides. The dedication that's needed and the integrity, and you got to listen to your mentors, and you have to listen to your trainers, and you have to listen, and you have to learn, and you have to, the proof's in the pudding. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. But our motto is don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
No, man, no. Or else I wouldn't have a show on Sundays. It'd be called it would be called, the show would be called like Best Punch of the Weekend.
That's
or
right.
Best Hugs. The Best Hug Award.
We on a corporate level, we were asked whether we would entertain coverage of other boxing events, whether they be bare knuckle boxing or midget boxing or little people boxing.
Better go back and take that work.
And anyway, it was interesting because different people around the world have different opinions on boxing, obviously, and but if ever you've seen any of those bare knuckle boxing brawls that are happening, I mean, they are vicious. They're probably what MMA hoped to be. When MMA,
there were a lot of guys in MMA that went from that kind of bare knuckle boxing stuff, like the Axe Murderer, Wanderlei Silva, that guy. He, I watched some of his older fights, man, where bare knuckle, he could punch and you'd see that eyebrow split, and then it would just dangle over the eye and like a curtain. And they're still going at it. Some gross. Oh, yeah, man, it is vicious. The newest one I've seen is car jiu-jitsu.
What? Car jiu-jitsu?
I'll send you a link to it later.
You mean little robot cars?
No. 2 grown men get into a car. They buckle up. One is in the driver's seat, the other is in the passenger seat. And then the bell goes, and then they unbuckle, and then they try and like jiu-jitsu each other in the car and buckle them back into the seat.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Which nation in the world thought up of that one?
I'm pretty sure it's.
Don't say Japan.
No, it's not. There was a couple of white guys in the car. I don't believe it was English, so I'm going to say East European.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come on, they were the same guys who decided to turn arm wrestling into punching each other while attached at the hand.
That one arm punching thing?
Yeah, that one arm punching thing.
That had to be beyond bare knuckle boxing. That had to be the most brutal, quote unquote, sport I've ever seen.
Oh my god,
One arm boxing, amazing. It was like amazingly brutal.
Yeah.
Or brutally amazing, but either way, I mean, yeah, that was. Are they still doing it, or has that been outlawed yet, or was that, or maybe it was
wild new sport, car jiu-jitsu sees Russian men fight in small car.
Russian. I was just gonna say, was it Russian?
Hey man, a bottle of vodka and a lot of snow will give you some great ideas.
Or are you going to the front? Give me that bottle. Give me that car. Let's go.
Oh my god, unbelievable.
All right, Mike. We
got fights to watch.
We do.
We got fights to watch, guys. Remember, Holmes, Villarreal. Come on, 9 p.m. showtime. It's getting underway. It'll be fun to watch.
Oh, wait. There's one other quick. Seeing we were talking about Eddie Hearn and we were talking about Bob Arum. Poor old Adrian Broner. Did you hear about this one?
Oh God.
Okay, so he was scheduled to fight somebody. That guy, something happened to him. Then he was supposed to fight someone else, and that guy lasted about a week as a contender. So then he was supposed to fight. Is it Michael Williams Jr.? And that kid broke his jaw. So this was the big fight that BLK Prime was promoting just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And they were announcing their undercard. It looked like a really good, complete match. It looked great. Okay. Yeah. And then this guy, Michael Williams Jr., breaks his jaw this week. But now Adrian Broner can't find anyone to fight. Yeah. And his quote unquote handlers are being very careful of who they select because they don't want Adrian Broner to get clobbered, which is what the writers all suspect will happen, which is why he was picking these. I'm not going to say tomato cans because they were really worried about this Michael Williams Jr. character. So anyway,
they're saying, Adrian Broner's getting old. Well, that's what Michael Williams Jr. said. So
so Adrian Broner's what, 34, right? So and he's got a great record, but he's past his prime. And I can't think of anyone who could step into Williams. But my point is, BLK is going to take a bath. They need to find someone else to fill. They have to find someone.
He's still scheduled.
Exactly.
He's still scheduled to be on it. They just
and they've sold tickets. I'm pretty sure the arena is actually sold out. Because I mean, I hate to say it, but there aren't that many events in Atlanta. Sadly,
what sucks is it's a Christy Martin promotion.
That does suck. Sucks for her, but I also believe she works for Don King, so there's kind of a connection there, and I don't really know what it is. Well, there always is a connection, isn't there?
Yeah.
Christy Martin, what a story. So, has anyone made a movie of that?
Yeah, they have. There's actually a documentary on Netflix.
Really?
It was this whole series, actually, a docu-series. It's pretty crazy. She got shot by her husband 6 times because she came out as being gay. Oh. And he didn't like it. And she tried to leave him. And he's like, yo, you ain't going nowhere. Bang, 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 bang. She lived, man. She survived. Tough woman, man.
Wow.
Honestly, I'll send you the link for it. You got to watch it. It's a great series, man. Real tough woman. Definitely a pioneer for women's boxing.
Yes. Wow. Yes. Quite a legend, without a doubt. But I'm pretty sure, if you dig a bit deeper, I'm pretty sure last year there was an announcement made by Don King that he had secured her services. I don't know in what capacity, whether as an employee or as a consultant. I'm not really sure in what capacity. But the Adrian Broner fight was her fight, was it? I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know it was BLK. And they've only had a couple of shows so far, and they were really looking forward to big pay-per-view sales on this one.
Yeah, unfortunate. Hopefully they can find somebody and that doesn't ruin it. That'll suck. Well, that'll be a big loss of money. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Is that all we have for this wonderful Friday night panel starring Mike and Graham?
Give me a few more beers and we'll be talking all night.
Give me a few more beers and we'll watch the boxing match live.
Remember that time?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Well, to all the Talkin' Fight fans around the world, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Friday Night Panel. Shout out to Carl over at Last Belt Boxing. Definitely am excited that you're going to be at the fight tomorrow. Don't forget, you can always stream that live on Talkin' Fight. You know what it is. Yeah, fans, we'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new topics. You know what it is. Fighting solves everything.